In today's video, we are talking about balance. So far in composition, we've covered quite a bit. Subject and treatment, rule of thirds, lines, depth, pattern, texture. We've changed the angle, and we've also watched out for a few things in the background of depth of field photos, like distractions, kissing edges, and just general background. So today's composition is balance, both formal and informal balance. So, as humans, we care about balance. We like it when things are balanced evenly. We like it when they are symmetrical. What does symmetrical mean? Symmetrical means it's the same on one side as it is on the other. Same on the top as it is on the bottom, right? So it's symmetrical. We're not as much of a fan of when things are unbalanced, as asymmetrical. To prove that last slide looks a lot better than this one does. It's the same information, but this one's not balanced. It's asymmetrical. So it kind of feels off, right? This one, nice. This one, not as nice. So, balance in photography. We're going to start out with informal balance, asymmetrical. Here we have a nice boat, mountain in the background, and it is not symmetrical, it is asymmetrical. It's not the same on this side as it is over here, but there's informal balance at play. So, placing your main subject off-center, especially if you use rule of thirds right here, can create a more interesting photo, but it can leave a void in the scene, which can make it feel empty. So in this photo, it's not symmetrical. We have this out sign to the right side of the photo. And it looks good, but it's not balanced. It's heavy on one side. So you should balance the weight of your subject by including another object of lesser importance to fill the space. So we're still clear here what the subject is. It's that out sign. But in this one, compared to the last one, it's the same photo, just this one was digitally removed. We have that high-rise building in the background, which creates a better balance. It just looks a bit nicer on our eyes. Formal balance, symmetry. This here, great photo of symmetry, a pen inside of a pamphlet or a book, and it's the same on the left as it is on the right. And it looks a lot better. This is also a very shallow depth of field. Symmetry, formal balance, is a key element of nature in humans and their creations. In your composition, symmetry can bring out simplicity amongst complex shapes and make it easier to understand. So those photos that we just went through are all symmetrical. The subject is the same on the left as it is on the right, and it's a nice balance. We like looking at those photos. A symmetrical shot with strong composition and a good point of interest can lead to a striking image. But without the strong point of interest, it can be a little predictable and redundant. This is not an example of being redundant, but here these two bridges are a great focal point. They're a strong subject, so the picture looks great. But if these bridges were less interesting, for example, if they didn't have the color, if they didn't have all the trusses, if they weren't built this way, didn't have the arches, if the water was less reflective, the picture would suffer because of it. So how can you achieve a good balance in your images? You need the correct combination of colors, shapes, and areas of light and dark that complement each other. So all of these photos all look very similar, but they're all of different subjects with different lighting, different color. They're all just set up the same way, though. So when you go out to take formal balance pictures, don't just find a hallway and take a photo. Think about the lighting in that hallway, the colors of the objects in that hallway. And the hallway is just an example here. It doesn't have to be that. But think before you take that photo. So there's formal and informal. Get in the habit of taking at least 2 shots of every photograph you take. Take a formal, balanced, symmetrical photo, and then an asymmetrical photo where the subject is not on center. So today's goal, take photos that specifically focus on formal balance. You're also going to create a folder within your Comtech folder that's shared with me and put all of your photos that you took today into there. Continue to use rule of thirds, lines, depth, pattern, texture. Right? We're not forgetting everything we've learned so far. We're using it as building blocks to keep adding more. And I want you to take a minimum of 10 photos for formal balance. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I am happy to help. Hope you have fun.